right, what's up, guys? I'm here with one of my former middle infield partners and good friend, Tyler Demartino. How you been, Tyler? How's your summer?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Excited to be on the show.
All right, so tell me what you've been up to this summer.
Let's see here. I've only had half a summer. I leave this Sunday for West Virginia for strength and conditioning classes and summer bridge to get ready for next year. So I've been playing with the Gaithersburg Giants in the Cal Ripken League. It's been a great experience being one of the youngest guys in the league, seeing great arms, college arms, older guys, seeing what they can bring. So yeah, it's been a good time.
All right, what I want to start off this conversation with was you just had probably the best season in Whitman history. I would say that. Got to the first ever state semis. Kind of a tough ending, definitely tough ending. I just want to get your whole overall aspect of how the season was, because I was there for the last couple games and it was definitely a special team. If I noticed one thing about you guys, it was you had a different team chemistry than what I've seen in the past. Every baseball team I was a part of at Whitman, we were close, but we never had that true team best friend camaraderie. Right. How do you think that played a role into it?
Well, beginning of the year, we had Jack Ryan, myself, and Justin Carbone had, we set the tone early in the year, letting the guys know that this is going to be a special year for a lot of the guys. We had a lot of younger guys who were playing good ball, a lot of older guys who this is it and could make some noise in the playoffs. So we said to ourselves, this is it. Why not go for it? I mean, obviously in the past we've had teams that came up a little short, but this year we started off and we had winter trainings every Sunday and all the guys were there. We had team hangouts in the winter, all the guys were there. So we started to get this team chemistry early on and everyone was kind of excited to get going. I think that definitely helped a lot in the process.
Mm-hmm. A big thing I felt like you guys had was the feeling of don't leave everything out on the field, don't have any regrets, because I know my junior season when you were a freshman, I thought we had a good enough team to get to the point that you were at, and we didn't get past Blair, and I felt like the entire time since my graduation has just been we should have beaten them. We had the better team, and I feel like you guys had that feeling of not leaving it out, leaving it all on the field.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we knew we were the better team. From the beginning, we wanted to just beat down on every team that we could, and we set the tone early in the season. We would skunk teams 10-0 that were pretty solid teams, and in the past that's teams where we'd go up 2-0 and then somehow they'd squeak back and either find a win or make it a close game. We never took our foot off the pedal this year, and everybody knew in the league that they have to come play Whitman. So that's a tone we had, and that's what we were doing all year, and it worked. I mean, we were undefeated the whole entire year at home, and we played all the way through the regional final.
Really? All the way at home?
All the way. So every game this year at home, we've won.
All right, let me get your take on how the season ended. I was there. It was tough walk-off loss on a team you guys were better than. Just how does the reaction to all that, knowing that was your last time playing for Whitman?
Obviously, it's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, you don't want to see that happen to anybody in a game. It's our teammate, but you can't put it on him. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways that game could have gone. Somebody could have got another hit. Someone could have made another play. Someone could have struck someone out, and that's the way the game goes sometimes. But obviously, it stinks seeing it go down like that. But I know they're gonna go back next year and have a good year next year. So.
You three, you mentioned earlier, Justin Carbone, Jack Ryan, and you guys really changed the culture for Whitman baseball from the time that you guys came as freshmen to how it left. The energy at the stadium, we were getting bigger crowds I'd never seen. BCC Whitman, never been a really big baseball rivalry, but when I was there, they're saying overrated at you, took the next pitch deep. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was cool.
So you definitely had a little culture change. I felt like you had a personality change in your 4 years there. When you were a freshman, when you were coming in, I remember there was a lot of hype around you before I even met you, and I was like, all right, is this kid this fucking good? He's probably 14 years old. He's probably just all hype. And then we all watched your first batting practice, and there was kind of an agreement on the teams fuck, this kid's more talented than all of us. But as the year went on, you proved you were more talented than us, but you definitely showed mental cracks, especially the Sherwood game.
Right.
When you had those big two errors cost us the game and kind of let your season spiral out like a little bit after that. However, going as you got older, especially the senior year, like Cassie was telling me you grew into a big leadership role. Just did your mistakes help you move into that, or is it just maturing?
I think definitely over the years, maturing has definitely helped. I've always known I could swing it. I've always felt comfortable hitting. I've always hit. But the big thing was defense. And my freshman year, I think I needed something like that to happen to me, kind of for motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to, sit and dwell on it for too long. And is this play going to, ruin my career, or can I use this as motivation and get better? Baseball is meant for mistakes. Mistakes happen, and I use that to get better. And I said to myself, I'm never gonna make that play again. Throwing error in the seventh lost us the game. It happens. I've seen it happen a bunch of times, but I
happens to everyone if you play baseball.
Right, and I
can't dwell on it.
Yeah, so I let that go and said I'm gonna get 10 times better. And that next off season, I really started working out a lot, taking reps like more than I ever had, and it really helped spark me into the player I am now.
You got moved around a lot throughout high school. You started off at third base. Sophomore year, you played shortstop beside me when I was playing second, and then senior year they had you out in right. You were just moving everywhere. Where do you think you're do you think you have a home for West Virginia?
I think that freshman year playing third, sophomore year playing short, junior year playing everywhere. I mean, I was pitching. My junior year, I threw 20 innings on the mound. I'm not a pitcher. Playing right field, center field, left field, first base. I started off my senior year at first base, and then we wanted to add an extra bat, so now I got moved to right field. So I think, West Virginia, I think I'll be corner outfield, corner infield guy.
You gonna pitch at all?
No chance. No chance on the mound.
All right. No chance?
No chance.
All right. We were talking a little bit about this earlier with the MLB draft. What happened there with everything?
So, Canes National is my summer team. Well, a lot of guys went in the first round. My buddy Corbin Carroll went 16th overall to the Diamondbacks. Happy to see him go early. Anthony Volpe went 30th overall to the Yankees. Matt Thompson, all these guys. Matt Allen went early. Top 3 round guys. I was actually sitting in the dugout while my buddy Cade Dowdy got drafted at a Gaithersburg Giants game, so it was cool to see. I think personally I wasn't ready yet, definitely to go that early. I think I definitely need the 3 years, and the coaches at West Virginia really can make me a better player, and that's something that I don't want to give up.
If you say you get drafted, well, you probably will get drafted next year, are you going to leave college?
So college is 3 years.
3 years minimum?
3 years you have to stay.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. If my goal is to go 3 and get out, but we'll see. It just depends on how I progress as a player.
I'm glad you brought up the Canes because that's been something I've been meaning to ask you for a while. Who do you think the best player is you've ever played with?
Man,
You've definitely played with some talented fucking players.
well, I think overall player, pitcher.
Overall. Pitcher.
Overall?
How about best fielder, best player you've ever played with, and then the best pitcher you've ever faced?
Okay. I think, let's see here. I think Corbin Carroll is the best overall player I've ever seen play and play with. I think Cade Dowdy is one of the best defensive and offensive, just great player. Cade Dowdy's really good. And I think Anthony Volpe is probably one of the best players as well. And then pitcher, I got to go with Matt Thompson. He was on our Canes team. He's disgusting. So, yeah.
Those are some big fucking names right there.
Yeah.
First round talent.
Yeah.
Oh my. All right. Speaking of all those talent who went in the first round, how was your recruiting process going on? Because I remember your sophomore year, like you were saying, all these different colleges were coming out and looking at you, and you decided on West Virginia like relatively early. Just how did that go, and when did you know West Virginia was the school for you?
So let's see, summer of my sophomore year, going into my junior year, I believe it was. I was traveling with the Canes, doing all the travel ball stuff, which the Canes do a great job of showcasing their players. It's I give a lot of credit to the Canes. I loved playing for them. Rich Farrell was one of the best coaches I've ever played for. When I was 15, played for Jeff Petty, great coach. He's a Canes national coach. But I started off and I was on the 15U North team when I started, and Kane's regional teams, you still get scouts at games. And I had a really good summer. That summer I hit, I think 14 or 15 home runs and up to 30 doubles, and just the power really came, and it showed that summer. So colleges started to come out, Carolina schools from California when we went to Georgia Wood Bat tournament, and just like I was getting a lot of looks then, and I took a visit to West Virginia, and when I stepped on campus, I was like, wow, this place is really cool. Coaches are amazing. Coach Mays and Sabes are amazing guys, and I can't wait to get up there. And I thought it was the right fit for me. In Morgantown, they back their players up, and I think it's a good fit.
That power surge you went on sophomore year summer, everyone knew you had power in you, but was there a difference, or you started lifting more, or change your swing?
It was more of we started seeing better pitching, and I found my swing really, and I felt where I was really comfortable, and when I started putting a lot out, I realized that it's just nice. People would say to me in the dugout, after, it's like, man, you look like you didn't even swing on that pitch there, and I was like, that's where I really knew that I was in a good stride, and I've tried to just get to the plate and just relax every time I'm up there and just find where I'm comfortable.
Going back to what I said earlier about the first time we saw you take BP, that was the one thing that stood out to me, was the effortless power. You would just flick balls into the gap, and that's just seemed to develop as you've gotten bigger, and I can't wait to see how that develops more. One thing we were debating, a bunch of alumni and I, when we were watching these recent playoffs, was who would win in a game, your senior year team or our freshman year team.
Wow.
We got Sean Cook on the hill.
I definitely am going to go with our senior year team.
That's how we decided too.
I'm
not going to lie.
Sean Cook was a great pitcher, drafted by the Nationals in the 40th round, for all you who don't know. Yeah. Great kid. I think Cook would cruise for the first 3 innings, maybe. And then I think we'd start to barrel him a little bit.
Yeah, you guys definitely had a stronger lineup and probably a better infield, except my junior year, your freshman year, we seemed like we'd always have a double play when we needed to.
Right. That was a crazy year. You guys returned so many double plays.
Yeah.
How many did you guys turn? What was it?
18.
18? Yeah, that's ridiculous. How many? I don't even know how many we had.
I think we had 4 or 5 between each other, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I'm definitely gonna go with that senior year team. Yeah. Also, what guys don't really understand, and the county understands, trust me, and other teams do, is our bench. I mean, we got guys on the bench who are nuts. I mean, Jeremy Corbin. I could name a number of guys, but he was, team player of the year. Great kid on the bench. It's just causing ruckus from the bench, having a great time. Everybody's rattling the other team, all respectively, of course, and it really helps getting kids' heads. I mean, we played Clarksburg, and they started a kid. I think he was 83, 87 on the mound, and he couldn't even get out of the first, 2 innings with it. And he showed frustration because our bench is just so ruthless. So it's he makes it fun, and it's great to see. And it was a good year.
How did you guys come up with your warm-up songs of Fruit Salad and Baby Shark?
Yeah, that's just the creative minds of our bench, man. I mean, that's Jeremy Corbin, Austin Forkus, those guys. I mean, they're Looney Tunes, so it's good to see that.
Creative minds is the kind of way to put it.
Yeah.
Medicated minds.
Yeah. So, no, it's all fun. Everybody loved it. I mean, when that first song came on, it was Fruit Salad. I mean, Jack and I looked at each other, and we were like, what? What is going on? And then it started to work, and I was like, we're going to roll with this. Why not? I mean, we didn't lose at home.
Rally the team and probably annoyed the fuck out of opponents.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I think other teams hated playing at Whitman this year, and it's a testament to show because we didn't lose this year at home. So, no, I think it definitely helped.
And we touched a bit on this earlier, the atmosphere around Whitman. How did you guys manage to get these a lot better crowds?
Man, I think it just was students wanted to see these guys play. I think we did a good job of selling tickets. I think everybody was curious to see, Whitman baseball. I haven't been out to a game. Let's see how it goes. And next thing you know, we're selling out crowds every playoff game. I mean, we played, sectional semifinal versus WJ, great crowd. Then we played, the sectional final game against BCC, and that was a sellout at BCC.
I was there. That game was one of the best high school games I've ever seen.
I mean, you won't see a bigger crowd than that. And then, that sectional final game versus Clarksburg, we sold out. And then to this day, I've never played in front of as many fans as the sectional semifinal game. I mean, that was at Shirley Povich Field, which seats probably 2,000 fans, and there wasn't a seat to be had. I mean, they were circling around the whole entire stadium. There was probably 3,000 people there. So it was definitely good to see Montgomery County baseball get some recognition and get some fans behind the sport. Not only football and basketball get a lot of love, but it was good to see Whitman selling tickets.
And it was more beyond that. Like, being someone who graduated, I went back and saw a lot of my former teammates who I had not seen in a while. All of the community kind of rallied around it, which was really great to see. And seeing you guys lose, it was more of a feeling of like, we're just like so proud of these guys for accomplishing it than like what it could have been. But for us, when we lost in these playoffs, it was always like devastating. Like, for a lot of people, was their last baseball games.
Right.
For you guys, I felt like that was a little different because obviously, the big three of the senior class are all going on to D1 schools. So tell me, like, how did it feel to like lose for Whitman, but know you had a lot more baseball to play?
I feel like in the past, like guys like you, the alums, I feel like you guys kind of got robbed a little bit. We came up short a lot. Like, I mean, it was almost this thing where, it was like we couldn't get over the hump. There was always that thought in the players' minds that, man, there's a chance we're going to lose this game. I remember my freshman year when we played Blair, everyone was like,
5 runs in the first
right,
inning.
like, oh crap, we have to play Blair, and really they weren't that great.
We beat them 2 times.
Beat them 2 times in the regular season. It was just that stigma around Whitman baseball in the playoffs, the whole, we can't get over the hump thing, and then this year we, really just clamped down and said we're going to do this, and we did. So
another big difference saying is you guys didn't lose at home. Both years we feel like we came up short. We lost home playoff games.
Right, and it was great to see us win a regional final at home for Cassidy. Yeah. I mean, Coach Cassidy, our head coach.
Never seen him tear up like that.
Yeah, I mean it's an emotional moment obviously for him. It's a lot of guys have came through the program, some Eric Waymans and Sean Cooks, yourself. I mean, a lot of guys have come through the program.
Don't forget Patrick Cashmere.
Patty Cash.
Shout out Patty.
Shout out to Patty Cash, Fat Whale. But no, a lot of guys have came through the program and came up short. So it was good to see that, a group of guys could do it for all the guys who already graduated.
All right, getting back to the MLB draft, if you had to pick one team to choose you in the next 3 years when you come out, what would you say? Pirates? Sticking with your team?
Baltimore Orioles.
Oh,
I think that would be the squad of choice. But any squad's good with me.
Why that?
Minor league stuff, all the stuff in the minor league, what's going on. It would just be cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice
Camden Yards is unreal, and
yeah.
I just love the history of Baltimore, and that'd be cool.
How did it help you growing up that you were in such an athletic family?
Yeah, my dad and my mom are, the reason why I'm here really today is they drive me to do, what I do. My older brother, he plays soccer at Charleston. My 2 younger sisters are fantastic soccer players. So just being around that my whole life in sports it really helps, and I think my dad he's a great baseball mind. So I listen to him with my swing, that's the only guy I've been listening to my whole life. So it's definitely nice to have a family that has athletic, pool in their background. But no, it definitely is a big help for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I see on Twitter always different Demartino getting some kind of award.
That's probably my sisters. They're crazy. Delaney was a freshman. She made varsity and scored the second most goals in school history or something like that. They lost in the state semifinal, but she had a great year, and I think she'll go play somewhere big. So,
all right. Well, nice having you on. Good luck.
Yeah, it's been awesome being on here. Sideline Observer.
West Virginia.
Thank you.
All right. Are you playing this year? You got any?
So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. We start Summer Bridge, as I said, Sunday. So we do, strength and conditioning every day. We take classes, and then we practice on the field. And that's every day. We get to come home on the weekends, which is nice. But we'll see. Just stay on the barrel and keep working and stay quiet, and we'll see how it goes.
Definitely going to come out and see a game or 2 next year.
Oh, for sure. Morgantown gets rowdy. So.
Oh, I definitely am coming out and see a game next year.
So.
Going to get rowdy in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Watch my boy hit some bombs.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, good having you on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.